2.
So we have 8 minus, we do 15 divided by 5 first, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So that's 3, and then times 2. So we have 8 minus 6, and the answer there is a 2. Yeah?
Okay.
Pretty simple. What about number 4? What do we do first there?
-2 divided by 6.
Nope.
Oh, -2 to the power of 3.
Yeah, you do that. What's -2 to the power of 3?
-8.
-8. You can plug that in a calculator, yeah? -2 to the power of 3 is -8. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then you do that divided by 6. What do you do next?
-8 divided by 6.
What would that be?
Like -0.333.
So you can just leave that as a fraction, okay? If it's a decimal, just leave that as a fraction. So -8 divided by 6, what does that reduce to?
Oh, 4/3.
Yeah, so you want to replace that with -4/3 like that.
Okay.
Now this 3 is going to cancel out with this 3. Numerator, denominator, if there's a times, they cancel each other out. So you get -4.
Okay.
So go to 5. What do we do first?
2 plus 5.
There's a squared there.
Oh, so 2 plus 25?
Yes. And then?
27 divided by 12.
You see 4 and this are in a bracket, right? Like that.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you need to do this first. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but just like the plus and minus, it does not really matter, but doing this will, because if you do 27/12, that's going to give you a fraction. I guess we could do that, right? So 27/12, what does that reduce to? They're both divisible by 3.
9/4.
Yeah, so 27 divided by 12 becomes 9/4, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now what happens? Does anything cancel out?
The 4.
Yeah, exactly. And then we just get 8 minus 9, which is a -1, and you're done.
Okay.
Let's just do 1 or 2 more of these, and then we're going to move on to something else. Here, what do we do?
1 plus 5, so 6.
Yes, so -4 times 6 squared divided by 6 minus. Can also do this, I guess. Okay, there we go.
And then 6 to the power of 2 is 36.
Yeah. So -4 times 36 divided by 6 minus 47.
Would you times or would you divide first?
You could divide, but leave it as a fraction, or reduce it if you want to divide it.
-4 times 36 is negative 144.
Okay, and then
Negative 144 divided by 6 is negative 24.
yeah. And we have negative 24 minus 47.
Negative 71.
Yeah. Okay, let's do a word problem. So you basically have to turn these words into an equation, all these expressions into an equation. It says the difference of negative 13 and 8 multiplied by the square of the 2.
So negative 13 minus 8
Yeah. Multiply.
times 2 squared.
Yeah. That, yeah.
Mhm.
So we do this first, B, and then do E. So bed. So negative 21. And then we can do the exponent times 4. So the answer is negative 84.
Mhm.
Look at the denominator, sorry, part B. Half of the sum of 6 and 3, then divided by 7.
Um, six plus 3. Wait. Divided by 2.
Yeah.
And then divided by 7. Wait, how would that work? Oh,
Okay.
mhm,
So it's 9 over 2 divided by 7. Yeah.
mhm.
I guess what we can do is, because these are not going to be nice numbers, we can just flip them, okay? 9 over 2 times 1 over 7. So whenever you're dividing, if it's not divisible, right? Because there's an invisible denominator of 1, you can just flip the term.
Mhm.
Then what would that be equals to?
Um, I'm not sure.
Well, so you just multiply the numerator with the numerator and denominator with the denominator.
So 9 over 14.
Yes.
Okay.
That's good.
Mhm.
It's fun, yeah?
I guess so.
I guess that's relative. Let's try doing something. All right. So we're doing these guys yesterday, yeah?
Mhm.
Let's do powers, okay? we're basically going to be doing bed mass, but it's now going to have a lot of exponents. Let's try doing this. -1 squared, -11 squared, sorry, not -1 squared.
Why are there brackets?
So what this means is that -11 squared means you're multiplying -11 with -11.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's no brackets, that means you're multiplying -7. You're just repeating the sevens, but not the sign.
Oh, okay.
Negative means the negative sign repeats, no brackets, only once. You might have to
Oh, all right.
put it in your calculator.
A is 121.
Yeah. What about B?
Wait, if it has brackets for like any power, you just like do the negative each time?
Yeah. Or just plug in a calculator. You have the bracket sign on the calculator as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you can plug it in.
It's -64.
Yeah, it's -64. Here's a quick thing, okay? Like, doesn't matter what the number is inside, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If there's an odd powered exponent like this, it will always be a negative result.
Okay.
But if that exponent is even, like even 10 to the power of 10 even numbers, then these will give you a positive result, okay?
Okay.
Look at C.
Is it -49?
It is -49, yes.
And then D is -216.
Yeah. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just a calculator plug and play. Well, let's do this one. What do we do first?
5 times -1.
Yeah. So that is -5, right?
Mm-hmm. And then -5 to the power of 3.
Yeah, -5 to the power of 3 minus 2 times -4 cubed, like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it, right? So what's the next step?
Is it like 5 to the power of 3 or -5 to the power of 3?
It's the negative sign is outside, so it's 5 to the power of 3 times -1. So 5 to the power of 3 is 125, yeah, and then there's a negative
Mhm.
sign outside like that.
Oh, okay.
Minus 2, what's -4 cubed?
Um, -64.
Yeah. And then what do we do?
2 times -64,
Mm-hmm.
which is -128.
Yeah.
And then negative 125 minus negative 128 is 3.
There we go.
Mhm.
Let's try doing this one. So this is also BEDMAS, but they've given you some wonky letters that you need to replace with X, Y, and Z. So here it says do not use a calculator though.
Mhm.
Step 1, we're going to replace X, Y, and Z with their values, okay?
Okay.
So it's going to be 2 squared plus negative 3 squared plus negative 1 squared for the first one.
Mhm.
And now what?
2 squared is 4.
Yeah.
And then negative 3 squared is 9.
Yeah.
And then negative 1 squared is just 1.
Yeah, you can't use a calculator, right?
Uh-huh.
What does that add up to?
14.
Yes. So that's A. Let's look at B. Again, I'm just going to replace all the X, Y, and Z's. So 2 is X minus Y is negative 3 minus Z is negative 1. And then we have power of 4 and then like this. So 2 and then the square bracket. All right. What do we do here?
Negative 3 minus negative 1.
Yep. So what would that be?
Negative 2.
Yeah, good. It is negative 2. Now what is negative 2 to the power of 4? You just have to do negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2.
Mhm. Is it 16?
It is. So you have 2 times 2 minus 16. Yeah.
Mhm.
What's 2 minus 16?
14.
Yeah. You negative 14. 2 minus
Oh, okay.
16 is negative 14, right?
Mhm.
What's 2 times negative 14?
28. Wait, no.
2 times negative 14.
Negative 28.
Yeah, negative 28. Alrighty.
Mhm.
Let's look at C. So 2y plus 4z. So we have 2 times negative 3 plus 4 times negative 1 all over negative 2. What do we do first?
2 times negative 3, which is negative 6.
Yep.
Negative 6 plus 4 is negative 2.
So no, 4 times negative 1, yeah, 4z.
Oh, okay.
So we have negative 6 minus 4. First step.
Negative 10 over negative 2.
Yeah. And?
Which is 5.
Yes, good. And there we go, okay?
Mhm.
Let's look at the last one here. So x minus y squared. So 2 minus y is -3 in a bracket squared all over 2 times -1 minus 2 plus -3, like that.
Mhm. -3 to the power of 2 is 9.
Yes.
And then 2 minus 9 is -7.
Yeah, that's in the numerator. Yeah. What about in the denominators?
2 times -1 is -2.
Yeah. So we have -2 minus 2 minus 3. So what happens in the denominator?
You get -3.
So we have -2 minus 2, yeah, which is -4, and then we have a plus -3, which is same thing as -3. So we have -7 over, what's -4 plus -3?
-7.
Yeah. So what's -7 over -7?
1.
Yes. Okay, and there we go.
Okay.
Not bad, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back to trying to do what we were doing yesterday. Like adding the fraction bits. Okay, I guess we could do this. So here you don't need to use a calculator, okay? So they're telling you that 4.5 squared is 20.25,
Uh-huh.
and 4.5 to the power of 3, which is 4.5 cubed, that's 91.125. And now it says, what is -4.5 in a bracket squared? Don't use a calculator. Use these to come up with the answers.
It's just 20.25.
Yeah. What about B?
Negative 20.25.
Yeah.
And then C is also negative.
Yep. What about D?
Positive.
Nope. Positive is
Negative.
only if positive is if it's an even exponent, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Bracket and an even exponent. So not D. D's out. D's gonna be -91.125.
Okay.
Okay, let's look at A here. So it says without evaluating. So we're just concerned with whether it's gonna be a positive number or a negative number. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So -2/3 squared. Would that be positive or negative?
It's positive.
Yeah, it's positive. What about B?
It's negative.
Yeah. You're getting a hold of this? It's only positive if the negative sign is inside the bracket of the squared.
Mm-hmm.
B is 2/3 squared. There's a minus sign outside, so this is gonna be a negative number. What about C?
Positive?
Try again. C won't be positive because when you open this negative, you'll get a positive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just this bit itself gives you a positive, but then there's a negative sign outside. So the entire thing would
Oh,
be
okay.
negative. Yeah. What
Mm-hmm.
about D?
Negative?
So for D, notice this will be a negative.
Uh-huh.
Then there's a negative sign on the outside.
So is it a positive?
It's going to be a positive. Yes, exactly. Okay.
Okay.
What about E?
Negative?
It'll be negative. Now F.
Oh, is it a positive?
Yeah, F is a positive because you can just cancel out the negative signs before
Mm-hmm.
you even open the brackets.
Uh-huh.
They're basically just doing 2 over 3 to the power of 5. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Again, here, you don't need to use a calculator. So this is a very similar question that we just did. 2.4 squared is 5.76. And
Mm-hmm.
3.5 cubed. So would it be cubed? 3.5 cubed, yeah, it is. 3.5 cubed is 42.875, okay? So these are
Okay.
given, and fill in the blanks here. For A, what goes in the blank?
2?
Yeah, exactly. What about B?
It's also 2.
Yes, it's also 2. C,
3.
yeah. D,
3.5.
try again, D. It is 3.5, but if you notice there's a negative sign on the right side.
Oh, so negative 3.5?
Yes. So it doesn't matter if the negative is inside or outside. This is the exact same thing as this. Okay?
Okay.
They'll both be negatives. But when you
Mm-hmm.
look at even exponents, there's a difference. Like this is going to give you an negative number, but this will give you a positive number. Okay? But for
Okay.
exponents, it doesn't matter. Even exponents, it matters. No, these are just calculator problems. Okay, we can move on from here. This question looks interesting. So we did mixed fractions yesterday, right?
Uh-huh.
Alrighty, let's see if we can do these. What would be the first step?
Do you make like the change the fractions?
Yeah, you turn it into a proper fraction, okay? Now,
Okay.
neat little trick. The negative sign does not affect anything, okay? You just leave it outside. So this
Okay.
will be 7 over 3. You leave the negative sign where it is on the outside. So we have negative 7 over 4, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Plus what? What does the second thingy become?
8/5.
Yeah. And then the denominator, we just have this guy. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Now how do we add them up in the numerator?
Um, Don't you have to like find the common denominator?
You do. So what's the common denominator between 4 and 5?
Isn't it 1?
No, that's the GCF. We need the LCM.
Oh, is it 20?
It is 20. So that means you need to multiply this by a 4. If you do it on the bottom, you do it on the top. Same thing here. You need to multiply these guys by what?
A 5?
5, exactly. Then you have negative 35 plus 32 over 20,
Mhm.
right? Squared. And then there's a 2 on the outside, all over negative 1 over 310 cubed. Yeah?
Mhm.
Now what do we do?
Um, negative 35 plus 32 is negative 3.
Yeah, exactly. So you have 2 on the outside. And then inside here we have negative 3 over 20 squared. Yeah?
Mhm.
On the bottom we have negative 1 over 10 cubed, like that. What's the next move? You can just square all of them. Like when you square something,
Uh-huh.
if it's like this, you want to square both of them. If you want to
Oh,
open,
okay.
yeah, you square the numerator and the denominator.
So negative 6 over 400.
So what's negative 3 squared? It's not negative. So
Oh, negative 9.
not negative 9. We're doing negative 3 squared, okay? So because you're doing this, negative 3 over 20 times negative 3 over 20, you see?
Mhm.
Negative 3 times negative 3 is a positive 9,
Oh, okay.
okay? And then we're dividing this by, and if you open this bracket, you'll just get negative 1. Negative 1 cubed is negative 1. What is 10 to the power of 3? 10 cubed. We need a calculator.
1,000.
Yeah, 1,000. Like that, okay?
Mhm.
Now see, there's no more exponents. You can open this bracket up. And when you open this bracket, there's no sign. That means there's a times there. And if there's no denominator, there's an invisible denominator of a 1. Okay? So you want to
Okay.
multiply the numerator with the numerator, and you want to multiply the denominator with the denominator like this.
Okay.
And in this one, you want to flip it. Like that. Okay?
Mhm.
Why don't you plug this in the calculator?
How do I do that?
So you just do 18 times 1,000. Yeah?
Mhm.
Divided by bracket open 400 times negative 1.
Okay. It's negative 45.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Mhm.
It's a little bit tricky. It's not the end of the world. Let's see if there's any interesting questions here. Guess we could try doing these. What would be the first thing?
Um, 5 times 2 and then -2 times 2.
No, you first have to do the bracket before you do the, if you're trying to flip it, is that what you did? No, before you do the division, in case you'd flip it, but you first have to clean the brackets. So we have to do this,
So you find the common denominator, right?
find the common denominator. So what is that between 5 and
Oh, it's 10.
exactly. So you want to multiply this by it, nothing, 10 is 10, but the 5, you want to multiply that by a 2.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get plus, once you have the common denominators, you can just combine them. So you get -4 plus 1 over 10. So you have 2 over 5 divided by -3 over 10. Now what do we do?
You like instead of dividing, you put like the multiplication sign and then like flip the fraction.
You flip this. So you have 2 over 5 times 10 over -3. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then do you just multiply the top and the bottom?
If you can cut some things out, if you can reduce some things, it'll make your life a little easier. So here, you see 5 and 10. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
5 goes into itself once, 5 goes into 10 twice. And now you multiply what's remaining. 2 times 2 in the numerator is a 4. And 1 times -3 in the denominator is -3, and that's the final answer.
Okay.
Here, what do
Um, do you do like the times first?
yes, you do. So if you times that, what do you get?
Um, -15 over 24.
Wrong. Well, what are you timesing? I need to times these two. So times, this stays on the outside, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Well,
Mm-hmm. Um, you find the common denominator, which is 12. (16 over 12). Um, 4 over 6. Oh, 3. Okay. I don't think I can hear you. Like your mic is distant again.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm not sure what's happened. I don't know if it's my thing or if it's your thing. I am not sure. You can hear me now though, right?
Yeah, now I can.
All right. Yeah, what I was saying is that you could have reduced it by a 2 first, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And then you would have to reduce it twice. You always want to reduce
Okay.
it by the biggest number. So here they're both divisible. I mean, if you know your tables well, then you can do it in one step, right? Because they're both divisible by
Mm-hmm.
4. Yeah, we're still doing BEDMAS, but your test will be with integers, which means no fractions, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this one is a little bit more advanced. I mean, it's the same thing. If you can do this, the other thing should be a breeze.
Uh-huh.
What do we do here first?
Um, just 1/8 plus -2/3.
Yeah. So, but they don't have the same denominators, right? So we can't add them up.
Um,
To add them, you need the same denominator, yeah? Or to
mm-hmm.
subtract them. Right now, they don't have it. So what's the LCM of 8 and 3?
Um,
Here's a quick trick for you, okay?
uh-huh.
Multiply them. Multiply them both. So 8 times 3 is 24. This is it. Well, it's not really it. You first multiply them, and then you want to divide this by half. Or cut it into half. Divided by 2. So it's 12.
So 12.
No, but then you want to check, does 12 work? 12 does not work because 8 does not go into 12, so it must be 24.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay.
Multiply it by a half, and then, multiply them, and then divide it by 2. Check if that works. If that doesn't work, then it must be this. If this works, though, then you can keep going. Like, for example, let's do 10 and 50, right?
Mm-hmm.
The LCM is going to be 50, but if you use this method, you multiply them, you get 500. Cut it into half, 250. It still works, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cut that into half. What do you get? 125. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So see that doesn't work here.
Uh-huh.
So for these, it's just going to be 50, but for them, you can just multiply them and cut it into half,
Uh-huh.
see if that works. So it's 24 here because 12 doesn't work. So we need to multiply this by an 8, and we need to multiply this by a 3, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So it becomes 3 over 8 plus negative 16 over 24 square brackets times 12 over 13. Now what's next? Oh, sorry, there should have been a 24 here, 3 over 24.
-13/24.
Perfect, yes, that's exactly what it would be. Negative 13 over 24. Now there's no more square brackets. Times 12 over 13. What now?
-13 times 12.
No, you reduce them, right?
Could the 13 like cancel the other 13?
Yeah, exactly. If there's a time sign in the middle, they always cancel. This
Okay.
gone, bada boom, right? And then 12 goes into itself once, into 24 twice. So what's the final answer?
Wait, what?
So what's remaining in the numerator? Yeah, 13 went into itself into 1 and 1 here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you have what do you have in the numerator? You have -1 times 1, that's a 1. Or sorry, -1, yeah. And the denominator you have 2 times 1, 2. So that's the final answer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can reduce them, always do that because then it'll make your life easier. You could have multiplied them together, but then that gives you a very big number, like, and then you would be reducing it like 20 times.
Uh-huh.
Let's try doing D. Alrighty, what's the first step here?
Could you like find the common denominator for like all three of them at like
Yes,
the
you
same
can.
time?
Yeah. So let's change this one into a proper fraction and then we'll do that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So what does that become?
-3.
Yeah. So we have -3 over 2 plus, you see there's a double negative sign. What happens here?
Does it become positive?
Yeah, these two negative signs, they just cancel out. So it becomes 1 over 2, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then also you see there's a negative, we're subtracting a negative number. That means that just becomes a positive, right?
Mm-hmm.
And whenever you're subtracting a negative number, you can just combine them into a plus sign.
Okay.
Now what?
The common denominator is 10.
Yeah, it is.
So you would do 2 times 5 and then -3 times 5.
Yeah,
And then for like the same for the next one.
so times 5 times 5 times 5 times 5
And then
times
times
2.
2.
Yeah. So we have -15 over everything over 10, right? -15 plus 5 plus 6. So what's the final answer?
Um, -4 over 10.
Yeah, can you reduce that?
2 over 5.
Yeah, -2 over 5.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense, yeah?
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's do a quick chapter test here. So there's only one right option.
D.
Yes. What about number 2?
Um, is it -10?
Yes, it is. Yes. Did you plug that in the calculator? Or how did you get it?
I just did it in my head, I guess.
All right. This one is a little bit annoying. It says which of the numbers is arranged in ascending order.
Um,
There's a nice trick to this. The greatest number will always be positive.
mm-hmm.
So which number is on the very right here? Which one of them is the positive?
Is C the answer?
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, because it has a positive number on the right. That means this
Mhm.
must be the proper order. Number 4 says calculate without using a calculator. Alrighty, what do we do first?
You turn it into a proper fraction.
Yeah,
So 11/2,
yes,
and then plus 30/7.
yes. And now what?
The common denominator is 14.
Yeah,
So you would do 2 times 7 and 7 times 2.
yes. So 7, 7, 7, 7, yeah. Then you get 77 plus 210 over 14. You get 287 over 14.
Mhm.
There's another way to do this. I don't know if it'll be that, it might be helpful for you. I'm going to show you. So instead of expanding this into a proper fraction, okay,
Uh-huh.
you can leave it as it is. You can leave it as an improper fraction, that's fine. So what you do is you add this number with this number, the quotients. So we get
Mhm.
9, okay? And then we do plus 1/2 plus 2/7. Okay?
So you just like find the common denominator for like the other ones.
Yeah, for the other one. So you don't get like big numbers like these. So like this, yeah. So
Mhm.
this becomes 7 plus, so you get 11 over 14. See that?
And then you add the 9.
Yeah, and then it just becomes 9 and 11 over 14.
Okay.
Let's say it
And
became, yeah, go ahead.
if you like, you know, change it, would it just be 287/14?
It should be 49 times 9, or sorry, 14 times 9 plus 11. No, it's not. Wait, what? 30 times 7, yeah?
Mhm.
Let me do this. 11 times 7 plus 30 times 7 divided by 14. Something didn't work out. I'm not sure what. This answer is wrong.
Okay.
But what went wrong though? Oh, see, I multiplied it by a 7. I should multiply this by a 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it should be, the answer should be the same thing. So
Mhm.
times 2 plus 60. Yeah, you get 137 over 14, which is this guy.
Okay.
Okay. So using this method, the answer will be in terms of a mixed fraction.
All right. It's kind of like a way to check your answer, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. But it doesn't work for times though. Times you kind of have to change it into a proper fraction.
Okay.
So 12 times 4 plus 5, 48, 55. 55 over 12 times 15 over 11, yeah?
Mhm.
Can we reduce anything here?
Um. The 55 and the 11.
Yes. So what does that give?
Um. Like 5.
Yeah, so 11 goes into itself once, 55, 5, right? What
Mhm.
about 12 and 15? Can we reduce that?
Yes.
Yes, with what?
12 goes into itself once, and then
No, 12 does not go into 15, so not by 12.
okay.
By 3, yeah?
Mhm.
3 goes into 12 and 15. So 3 goes into 12 4 times, 3 goes into 15 5 times. So you're left with 5 times 5 in the numerator and 4 times 1 in the denominator. So 25 over 4.
Okay.
And you can even turn that into a mixed fraction because 6 times 4 is 24 and the remainder is 1.
Mhm.
Good?
Yeah.
Had some fun? Right?
Kinda.
It's always, math is always fun. All right, I'll see you next week.
All right. Thank you.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.